Hello, beautiful smiles. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Aryan Kumar, and today I am going to teach you all about SAT basic concepts that are important for your life, important in such criteria as SAT, IBA maths, your basic math conceptualities, and other type of questions as well. For example, if you have to cover any interest based question asking you exponential value of growth in a trade, how would you solve that? Basically a statistical based question. Even math isn't related into it, but we have to solve it as per the question, as per the criteria, as per the question that they have asked. So that's how you compound equations together, you financially model it, and yeah, that's how we evaluate a statistical portion and concept as well. Today we are going to cover all about financial models, statistical questions with using basic of maths, and of course at first we will be covering out imaginary numbers. Now if you are ninth or 10th grader, you might know this. What is an imaginary number? Imaginary number is a number that is totally opposite of a real number. It can consider such numbers that aren't coming in its own value, its own table, cannot be multiplied by its own value. That's what an imaginary number looks like. Now there are such uh, individual numbers that you have to remember, not the whole list, but I would suggest to make you learn two important imaginary numbers that are important for you. If you guys have gone through this iota number, or even if you are an 7th or 8th grader, you might know about an imaginary number. We have denoted imaginary as I equals to radical minus 1. Now a simple imaginary number equals to radical minus 1. That's how simple it is. Iota square or imaginary square equals to minus 1. These are the only two terms that you have to uh, remember deeply and practice upon it. Other are commonly used in such equations but aren't that important as they do carry a value. Um, Afterwards, let's move upon our second topic, that is multiply by conjugate. Now, what is conjugate? The term iota here is our conjugate. How to multiply it? How to multiply an imaginary conjugate? Now for example, here is an example: b and c, right? B plus c square. How will I write it in a multiply by conjugate? Now simply I'll add an imaginary number in it, b minus I, that is our imaginary number, multiply by c minus I, again, that is our imaginary number. That's how you denote not a square, that's how you denote a imaginary conjugate, or you can simply call it multiply conjugate. Sorry, it was a addition number here. Yeah, so that's how you solve a multiply conjugate and form another value. If you will simply again multiply it, you will get the same results. Afterwards, let's move forward upon our next topic, that is financial models. Now, what is a financial model? A financial model is exponential growth or a decay in any trade, in any growth, in any graph, and statistical base that is going to cover a growth part and a decay part. If it's greater than 0, right, if the rate of growth is greater than 0, then it will be positive. Meanwhile, if it be less than 0, then it will be negative. That's how simple it is. Here is a certain formula, sorry for the error. Here is a certain formula for it. Y is equals to a multiply by 1 plus minus r and exponent on its power. Y equals to our variable equals to a, that is our initial value. Initial value is getting multiplied by our 1. 1 is a neutral value in it, plus minus again a neutral value. Not a neutral value if the value of rate of growth will be greater than 0, it will be plus. If less than 0, it will be minus, as I discussed right here. You can simply check it out here. um, so that's how we check it out. And r equals to rate of decay. Meanwhile, the x, that is our exponent, equals to the time. If I give you an example right here, for example, y equals to 2 1 plus, now r equals to again 2, and x is equals to our time is again 2. So here it is greater than 2, that's why I have added only plus, nor I will add minus here, neither I will add only plus minus. I will simply add a plus right here because it was a greater value. Afterwards, let's focus upon our type of interest. If asked, owned interest value should be 0. If they have asked their loan interest value, that is a low value, then you should add 0.5. Meanwhile, if it's a total amount, then you should write the value in points, like 1.5, 1.0005, 1.8, 1.9. Meanwhile, at the upper hand, if it's low, you should write it in a pointial form in 0.8, 0.10, 0.12. It can be whatever you want to write. Just take an example. It is simple. Okay. Afterwards, there is two type of interest. One is simple and second one is compound. And compound adds more than two interests. Meanwhile, the simple one adds only one interest. Right. The time, the rate of interest, and principal amount, or you can simply call it initial amount. This is the formula for our simple interest. Meanwhile, a compounded interest showcases this whole criteria based formula, that is little bit hard than the simple one, but you should remember it as well. It's used on such common terms as well. A again, rate of our initial point, p equals to principal amount, r equals to rate of interest. Now n equals to number of times compounded here, right? Compounded means doubled per term. Okay. And nt are the two terms that are going to multiply, that are going to get multiplied. For example, n is 2, t is equal to 4, then simply they will get multiplied as exponents. 2 4s are 8. That's how simple it is. I hope you liked it. That's it for today. The video is a bit long, but of course informative for you. That's it for today. Bye bye, sayonara, arigato, cheers.